Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Couples with Crafters. A couple of crafters.
A couple of crafters. I'm Karina.
I'm Robert.
And we're going to be here doing a really fun project. I think we had a lot of...
Yeah, by popular demand, guys. Y'all have been so helpful in your comments. And you guys, a lot of y'all wanted to see about the wood burning technique that we're going to demonstrate today. So let's do it, guys.
So we're actually going to have a wood burning duel.
Ah, yes.
A duel. I challenge you to a duel.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, yes. I want to be safe about this.
What we're going to be doing, guys, is there's so many different ways to burn with onto wood.
Oh, okay.
And one of them, I kind of stumbled upon this, is actually using a marker. And this is a special marker, so don't just use any regular marker. These you can buy again at your local craft store or online. Mm-hmm. We'll go into the details of that in a minute. Or you can get all hot and heavy with it, and we've got our Pyrography.
Wow. How do you spell that, Karina?
Pyrography.
Now backwards.
Yes. So what we're going to be doing, guys, is this is the kind of the technical way to do it. This is kind of the cheaty way to do it.
Mm-hmm. I like the cheaty way.
You like the cheaty way, huh?
All right. Fat cheater.
So,
before you get into it, Karina, these tips, they come in, and you can explain this a little bit different or more in depth, Karina. But they have a lot of these different tips, and we'll show you when we get close up. These are a couple of screws that you can detach that clip and put on other wood burning tips. But this one, I think you found that this one, Karina, it works pretty darn well.
Yeah, I mean, I've done some woodworking before, some wood burning before, and I mean, I'm not a novice, but I'm not this expert pro that, is sitting there doing it for hours on hour. This tip that I kind of stumbled upon actually was the easier one for all the different applications that I use. So,
okay, so you're going to give us some tips about the tip.
I'm going to give you some tips.
Tips, okay.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have a segment of tips. This is just for this edition.
Now again, if you guys decide you want to try this at home, we're using a Scorch pen.
And what's that by? Who's that by, Karina?
This is a Scorch Marker, and I can put it in the notes exactly what brand this is.
We can't see, guys. We're old.
We're old, so. We need specs. But there's so many different kinds of pyrography or wood burning tools. This one's the Mac Daddy one, so I spent a pretty penny on it. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of, inexpensive ones that still do the trick. So,
yeah. Well, now I thought I remember that you bought some at Home or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and it didn't work as well as the one that you bought online.
Right, but again, you get what you pay for. Right. So, I mean, if you're just sitting there and you wanted to monogram something, that's fine if you spend $20 on it. But if you decide, hey, I'm doing this important project, I want to give, everyone in my office gifts or something, that's where you decide, hey, maybe I should opt for
not to be the dead horse at all, but I think that the main thing that you found was the most important was the actual tip, was it not?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and again, there's different kinds of wood burning tools. This one has an adjustable tip to where you can kind of pop it out and put it on. There are some that it's just got one and it is what it is.
Oh, it's like it's already encompassed within the whole thing. So
right. So I mean, depending on your budget, I mean, you can go as cheap as $20 or go as well. Yeah. I say as expensive. This guy actually maybe cost me about $150.
Yeah, something like that.
So let's go ahead and get started. All right, for this project, again, Robert and I are having kind of a duel. We're going to be doing coasters, and Robert has, you've chosen a pretty good design.
Thank you.
You're going to be doing, we're both going to be doing some waves. And this is a famous Japanese painting. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. And so what you're going to need for this project, guys, if you decide you want to follow along with us, or if not, if you just kind of want to see the dueling types of woodworking, wood burning, That's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need a printout. I know that my printout has got to be 4x4, so voila. You are going to need a piece of wood. Very important. And so that also, you can either do a coaster or just a blank piece of wood. Really, it's up to you, whatever the project is. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need a Scorch Marker. And again, you can get this at any hobby store or online. For Robert's side of his project, he's also going to need a heat gun. Whoa.
Do hair dryers work, or I think a heat gun is better?
The heat gun is better. Hair dryer will not work. And I know your next question is going to be, hey, does a blowtorch work on this? It doesn't. So we're going to be, I've tried all three, so you guys don't have to sit there and worry about it. I figured it out for us.
Okay.
But again, this is a Scorch pen marker. That one is necessary. For my project, again, I'm still going to need a pencil. I'm going to need the scissors, my piece of wood, and, we're both going to need some graphite paper. And if anyone has not ever worked with graphite paper, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, there's two sides to this, guys, this graphite paper. There's the actual graphite side.
And it's darker.
Yes, darker, and it's not as shiny. And as you can tell on ours,
yeah, we like to, I like to use it over and over.
Yeah, you can use these for a long time, and obviously, if you're not seeing the graphite on your design on whatever medium you're putting it on, then that means you just need to get a new piece.
You got it.
However, that's all I was going to really say. I was trying to be smart about
Yes, it's okay. You can be smart. You can be smart later.
Okay.
So you'll need a piece of graphite paper. It doesn't have to be giant like this. It can just be as small as this. I've got my my pyrography pen. Ooh. Guys, with any of these things, and if you're wood burning, remember the word burning is in there, so you may burn yourself too. So always be aware. If you've got long sleeves, I want you to roll those up. Ladies, if you've got, or gentlemen, if you've got that man bun, or ladies, if you've got that hair.
Well, if you have long hair, guys, put it in a man bun.
There you go. There you go.
We won't judge you if you have a man bun.
Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is, first and foremost, let's go ahead and cut out our design. Robert doesn't share well, so I'm going to go ahead and get my own scissors. I'm kind of excited about this because we do need some new coasters.
Yeah. Coasters, everybody loves coasters.
Oh, this is a good gift idea, too.
Matter of fact, we actually gave coasters to one of my brothers and one of my cousins for Christmas. And they loved them.
Yeah,
they loved them. There were some other type of coasters that we'll show you at the end of this video that we used resin on. That turned out really cool.
Okay, so we don't need this giant piece. So I'm just going to roughly cut out I think I'm using a 4x4 coaster. One for you.
Thank you.
And let me go ahead and get one for me. Now, Robert kind of picked out a pretty intricate design, but what did you tell me?
Well, it's just really a starting point because it's too much detail, really. I'm just going to use it as a starting point to show that there's a wave, but I'm going to just simplify it myself.
All right.
But Karina, she's a way better
waver.
What? A drawer.
Oh, a drawer.
A drawer. A waver. What
okay, so what we're going to do, I just made that word up. Yeah. We're going to put this graphite paper on here. Remember to put it the right way. You can kind of see this is lighter, this is darker. We're going to put that on here. Then we're going to grab our pencil And we're going to trace on there.
Yeah. One note, guys. Oh, there was a siren, guys. We're gonna stop. Well, we can just wait.
Just turn it off for a second.
Right.
That's just data. That's.
Well, there it goes. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, guys. One note is if you can see this pencil.
Did you put it on?
I never turned it off.
Oh, okay. Go on. Start over.
Okay, hey guys. One quick note about sketching on graphite paper is you see how dull this pencil is. Keep it dull. Keep it blunt. If you have a sharp point on there, it may tear through whatever paper that you're sketching on there. So it's not going to help. It's not going to add anything if you have a sharp pencil.
It may hamper.
It may hamper it. So I always like to use a dull piece of pencil.
So what you do is you kind of hold everything together so it doesn't move. And we're just going to come in here and we're going to trace the design. And it's kind of up to you, like Robert had mentioned, how much detail you want on here. You picked a very intricate one. So it's going to be a little challenging for me, but hey, I guess I'm up for the challenge. And again, I'm just kind of picking up some of the design, which is kind of cool when you use graphite paper because you can actually draw onto something. And let me just kind of quickly show you what's happening here. Ah, you can see it on there already.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to think, man, you're an awesome drawer.
Yeah, this is a really quick way to impress
the ladies.
Sure. Yeah.
That's how he won me. No, that's not how you won me over.
How did I win you over, Karina?
We won't talk about that.
It was my cooking.
Oh, I thought it was because of your dancing. Your very
yeah,
provocative dancing.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I am kind of just really going for it and doing some of these cool designs because I think that's actually what made this painting special.
Yep.
Now, you don't have to be precise about everything, guys, but.
Okay. Voila. Done.
All right, let's see where I got. Yes, very cool.
All right. Yours is a little more minimalist.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's throw some artsy words in there.
Okay.
Minimalist. All right, Rob, so I'll let you do the honor. Check that out.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Okay. You're going to have to shake that pen. Shake it like you're...
Shake it like it's 1999.
Well, I guess so. Why 1999?
I don't know. That's just that's what all the kids are saying. You think that's enough? Boop?
Give it just a little bit more.
Okay. We'll speed this up a little bit, guys.
Okay, go ahead and open that up.
All right.
And I'm going to grab just a scrap sheet of that paper that we used. And what you guys are going to notice is, first of all, it's kind of a chiseled tip, so it's got a point to it, which is very good. But if you sit here and draw, you're going to say, well, what the heck, Karina? Nothing's coming out. What you got to do is you have to kind of prime it a little bit, just like this. And once you kind of prime it, and he shook it really, really well. Let's see if the camera can catch that. You can kind of see it's got a little bit of a tint, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be coloring something. You're just going to be tracing your little line right in here. And if you want to, you can make it thicker or thinner. You can even add, some design on there. But again, just concentrate. Make sure you get it. Every line. Just go over that pencil. And if you need to keep priming it on that piece of paper or shaking it, you can. You need to make sure that you get a lot of that marker solution onto your surface.
Can you actually go over it again?
You can go over it again. I would definitely recommend that. So again, I know Robert's going over all his little pencil marks, and you can kind of see a difference already of where he's been. Remember, you've got to prime it back on here and shake it, shake it, shake it, but don't break it.
Now you see how I'm turning this
Well, I don't think they can see, because they can see your lovely
oh, is
brown
my
hair.
head in there? Oh,
Maybe.
Okay, I didn't.
But maybe they can see your highlights now.
Okay. Well, what I did, guys, is I actually turned the coaster around because it's just easier to work on from this angle. And again, this doesn't need to be perfect, guys. It's just a...
It's just your everyday duel, wood burning duel.
What do you mean duel? Oh, we're this
Yeah,
is
it's a competition.
Oh, okay, so I guess you do need to take your time, guys. Yeah, don't forget to leave a comment below to let us know who you think the winner is, and don't forget, if you guys are getting any value from this, or you like the channel, just give us a thumbs up.
I was just giving them a visual.
Ah, yes.
So while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on mine. And if you can kind of see, this is the tool that I'm going to be using. We talked about the different tips. These are interchangeable. So the one I'm using, again, is kind of a rounded ball. This works great if you're doing like curves. They come in different sizes. This one is actually just a medium one. You can actually get them even smaller if you're doing detail. I am going to start by turning on my machine, and let me see if you guys can kind of see that right over here. So I've got this little guy over here. I'm going to turn him on and turn him on. Now this gets awfully hot, guys. You can't sit here and do like, 2 hours worth of work, because even though this is coated with foam, it will start feeling very uncomfortable. So be really careful. Most people will say, hey, while I'm doing this, I like to have a fan, because while you're burning onto the wood, there's all this smoke. Ooh, it kind of started already. And when you have a fan, it just kind of blows it away from you. So, ooh, that is smoking hot right there. You can already see it. And I'm going to start on mine too. You can already see. Wowza, wowza.
It's wowsy, wowsy.
And I'm just using it just like a regular pen. You do have to kind of go a little slow. And Robert, we're not going to do your reveal until I'm done here on mine. So he's just going to be supervising me on mine. And you can kind of see that smoke already.
I blow.
You do blow.
It's not very nice, Karina. Now, how much pressure are you putting on that, Karina?
It's pretty light.
It's pretty light, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to put, if you put a lot of pressure on there, what happens?
Well, you just burn a hole through it, Robs.
Mm. And again, Karina, you've been drawing for a very long time, huh?
Yeah.
But she has a very light touch sometimes, so it's just about practice.
And again, I'm glad you brought that up, Robs, because the first couple of projects that I did, I'll be honest with you, I screwed them up.
With this tool? With
this tool, because again, some things didn't turn out quite right because I let it stand too long. If you let it sit the point too long in a certain area, again, it'll burn it. You'll have a big blob on there, and then everything else will look nice and fine. So
Oh, so you're saying basically don't stay on one point. You have to kind
exactly,
of work fast, right?
you're constantly moving, but not too fast.
Yeah.
Not too fast. So I mean, it's pretty okay. Again, if you're familiar with drawing, I think you'll be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like, hey, you know, I prefer just maybe tracing, something a little easier like a marker, that works too. I always say, do what you feel comfortable doing. Sometimes we do get a little outside of our comfort zone, but I've heard of people who, get a little anxious on certain projects, and art is not about getting anxious. I feel that it's about relaxing. You know, it just makes you concentrate on your project for a little bit, forget about what's going on.
Yeah, it lets you forget about the world for a little bit, doesn't it?
It sure does. And that's why there's some days where you say, hey, Karina, you've been in there for a couple hours in that craft room.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's start about talk about just starting. You know, it may kind of be overwhelming to get all your supplies together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't let that intimidate you, because just start off, just give it 2 minutes to try to get all your supplies together. And once you start, that's the hardest part. You hear about that all the time.
Yeah.
Starting is hard.
The first step is always the hardest.
And it truly is. But once you do start that first step, then it's all, you don't have, you're going to get motivated after you start. Is that like seafoam or something like that?
It is. So I'm just kind of touching and doing a few little dots like that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
And then right in here, this is actually, well, I'm kind of going to go for it right in here because I want this to be a little bit darker. So very lightly, I'm just going to see what happens here. Well, not too much has happened in here, so let me try it one more time. So it's giving me a little bit of something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want this wave in back to kind of push back, and I want to be able to tell between the difference between the foam and the actual wave. Because right now everything's just kind of melting in together.
Well, we can paint this afterwards, can't we?
You can, and that's a really good point, because right here, this one I just wanted to make it, the wood. But we actually do a lot of, let's see if we've got an example. I've done some wood burning to where you can actually, once you wood burn it, come back in here and start painting it. It's almost like a coloring book. So, I mean, that's almost like you're giving yourself 2 projects.
Yeah.
So more bang for your buck. So, well, this is another.
Yeah, these are really cool. And see, check out what else we did, guys. Instead of putting that, you can put a hanger on the back, sawtooth hanger, but you can also get some leather. We got some, this is a leather.
Some leather cord.
Leather cord, and these are some what do they call them?
Eyelets.
Eyelets, and then you just kind of hang it. That's a really cool look.
Cross promoting. We have a lot of these available on craftitopia.com.
Yes, it's craftitopia.com.
So I think I'm just about done here. Let me just do this tiny little part over here. And then Robert, you can go ahead and start connecting your heat gun. And the heat gun, again, just as dangerous. Be really careful. I really don't have to say this, but I will. Once you turn this off, make sure you put it on a stand, because this will still be hot for quite a while. So I'm done with this. I'm going to put it on my little stand over here. And Rob's is going to disconnect me. And here's my project. So I don't know if you guys can see that. go. And let's get this out of the way. Can you just double check me over here?
Yeah, that's all we got.
Oh, there we go. Is it still going?
Is it what?
Is it still going?
Yeah, I think we're still going.
Okay, so this is
You
a
still with us,
Wagner
guys?
heat gun. It's got low and high. We're gonna go on high, and
Yeah.
basically all you're gonna do, Robs, is you're just gonna kind of hover around it. Again, make sure not to hover in the same spot, because then you'll get a big black spot.
Yeah.
But kind of get a little close and just kind of go back and forth, guys. This part right in here is gonna be super
Yeah.
hot.
This is a don't. I would not suggest doing this, guys. Okay, because this is very hot. So be careful. Okay.
Let's put it on high. And so what's going to start happening is his design is going to have a burned look on it. Let's see if we can move that over there so the camera can see, because you're right on top of the camera. Can you do it sideways like this? And you can see right in here, it's starting to kind of pull up.
How long does it take?
You're going to have to hover on there for a couple more minutes.
Okay.
And you can go a little bit slower on certain parts. You see how it's turning? And this will get a little bit darker, guys.
Here we go.
There it goes.
Maybe some parts you want a little bit darker, and some parts you don't.
Yeah. I don't know if you did this line. Did you do that? Miss that line?
Oh, I missed that line. You can always come back and get that line, I guess, guys. Whoa.
Oh, that's nice and dark, though. Can you make these down here darker and those up there lighter? And so the more you hover on that, guys, the darker it's going to be. But there's a fine line, because if you hover too long, then you're just going to get a burnt spot.
Mm-hmm.
So see how Robert keeps moving around? I think you're playing it safe.
Yeah.
And you tell me whenever you feel like you want to stop.
Okay, I think I want to stop it. I still want to get that one line.
Okay. I'll hold that for you.
Okay. We're ready?
And you can go ahead and... So we're going to put these two together, and you can kind of see the benefits and the different techniques here. His literally was burning the wood. I just burned the little parts with my tool.
Yeah. Obviously, yours is more detailed, but I don't know. Whenever we color them, it may be different.
Definitely. All right, guys. So again, that was our little test on using a marker to wood burn and using an actual pyrography pen.
Okay. How many times have you said pyrography?
Pyrography.
Yeah. If you can guess, guys, put it in the comments below. See how many times she said that. I think it's 5.
I think I need to keep saying it, because that's a really tough word to say, pyrography.
We're pretty impressed with your.
And don't forget,
pronunciation.
you can do a lot of different things with this. I'm just going to show you. Well, this is actually one that I did the other day, and I put resin on that. So that one was, it looks a little bit more
Finished.
Yeah,
sure
professional.
Yeah.
And again, maybe you decide to do a plaque, and then you can even paint all the different parts in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you decide, hey, I've got a woodworking bench and I really want to put, Robert's bench on it or something.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe you want to personalize your child's baseball bat or something.
That would be a good one. Yeah,
right.
you're very creative.
Why, thank you, thank you.
You're very
Well, if you guys found any of this helpful, feel free to give us a thumbs up.
And comment below.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
That's true, yeah.
If you see anything you'd like for us to do, or if you have any other questions about this project, just comment below, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. For Robert and Karina, this is a couple of crafters. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for joining us today. Bye-bye.